The United States may be preparing to tighten trade pressure on India once again, this time targeting something as basic as a plate of rice. Donald Trump has signaled fresh duties on Indian rice imports, claiming that cheaper imports from India are undercutting American farmers and causing prices to crash. The announcement has already shaken Indian markets and sent exporters into panic mode. The tension has been building for weeks. American farmers have been demanding relief, insisting that low-priced rice coming from India, Vietnam and Thailand is making it impossible to compete in the domestic US market. In response, Trump has rolled out a massive $12 billion comfort package for American farmers. And right on cue, the White House now says that Trump is seriously considering new duties on Indian rice. Trump has accused New Delhi of dumping cheap rice into the US market. According to American farmer groups, falling rice prices inside the US are proof that Asian imports are eating into their profits. For India, the timing could not be worse. Indian companies, especially big names like KRBL, LT Foods and GRM Overseas, are among the largest exporters of basmati and non-basmati rice to the United States. In fact, Indian companies own two of the biggest rice brands on US retail shelves. When one official pointed this out to Trump, he simply shrugged and said, "All right, we'll take care of it. It's so easy. Tariffs again. Solves the problem in 2 minutes." That's one statement was enough to send shock waves through the Indian market. On December 9th, the stocks of KRBL, LT Foods and GRM Overseas fell nearly 7% in a single trading session. Investors fear that any new tariff will immediately raise export costs and reduce margins. India is already struggling under heavy US tariffs. In August, the US imposed duties on 50% of India's goods as a punishment for buying discounted Russian oil, despite the ongoing Ukraine war. A new tariff on rice, one of India's biggest agricultural exports, could hit farmers, traders and exporters directly. If duties increase, Indian rice will become more expensive on US shelf. For thousands of customers, including a large Indian diaspora that relies on Indian basmati, prices may rise sharply. Some consumers may shift to rice from Vietnam or Thailand, which could reduce India's market share. Experts warn what when trade relations soar, even food staples turn into political weapons. India's food export economy is highly vulnerable to global shocks. And because the US is India's largest trading partner, any tariff decision from Washington can have immediate consequences at home. However, analysts still see one silver lining. India maintains a strong price advantage over competitors like Vietnam and Pakistan. How long that advantage lasts now depends on how Washington moves and how quickly Indian companies can adjust their pricing, logistics and supply chains. For now, the rice trade has become the largest flashpoint in US-India relations. Exporters, farmers and consumers are all watching closely. Will tariffs be announced? Will India's rice industry take a hit? Or will negotiations cool things down? We'll keep tracking every development. Stay tuned.